Hey, so today I'll show you or talk about what my dog taught me about manifestation. And here's this little kitty. Hi, baby. This is the guy that teaches me this little fuzzy ball. So, best teacher, right? Who needs people? Kidding. Anyway, I've been spending a lot of time with my dog, which is awesome. And I watch him a lot. I learn from him. And today I was paying attention to how he's acting, feeling, and everything else, and how he's manifesting stuff for himself and for me. So, for example, there's a lot of things going on in the world today, and it's pretty hot. So you don't need to be looking into that information or go there and be there yourself, but people all around the world will feel it one way or the other. We're all interconnected in one way. And so when something big happens, all of these effects will show up in different sides. Some of us will feel uneasy, like, damn, something's big about to happen, or something's going on and I don't know what, something's wrong, something's not right. There's a lot of this inner chaos, inner wandering around and not knowing what to do. Exhaustion, tiredness, sleepiness, like you don't want to do anything at all. Like you're just like, ugh. You had a great time, you're working on yourself, you have a great diet and everything else, but you just feel like you don't want to do anything. And all of these signs will show up one way or the other when there's something big. But of course, in your daily life, you'll be facing other people, encountering them, all kinds of situations and emotions and all. And let's say for me and my dog, we meet a few people who, let's say, just lost their job. They're into that, oh boy, prices are going up real high. Now they lost their jobs. They need to find a job to get like some money and survive and all. And my dog sees those people, like we talk to them and all, and he can feel the tension. Like he has a hard time being around them, and he likes people. He like knows the people we've been talking to, and all of a sudden he's all uneasy, just wants to go and all. Like we go, and soon enough, that energy he felt, even though everything's going great throughout your day, encountering people who have this inner uneasiness, the fear, the chaos, panic, anger, resentment, and other things around them, when they're sinking in that energy, and you simply encounter those people, you might not be fully into that conversation, but you feel it. You are in their energy bubble. So it's kind of like, soaking through the rain. It's raining, you get soaked, you're all wet, and you move on. But energetically, you move into someone's bubble and all their stuff kind of like gets onto you. And you can clean it up, you can shake off and everything else, you can dry off. But if you don't do it soon enough, if you're not paying attention, it is so easy after certain encounters, talking to people or just being close to them, soon enough, you're gonna get into a situation where something bad happens. It doesn't have to be big. It can be someone just leaving a nasty comment to you, annoying situation, something that irritates you, like you were trying to get to your apartment and someone takes the elevator. Oh, someone just took your parking spot. Last donut that you wanted so much and you didn't get it. Little things or big things can happen if you're like not being aware that you're encountering people that have this hardcore energy about them. Or on the same time, and the same note, you might encounter someone who's actually doing great in life, who even through all this, let's say people, I would say like, let's say Gary Vaynerchuk, Tony Robbins, or someone you might look up to. Maybe it's your relative, maybe it's someone that really loves you, or some just kind person, they care. And they might be just, walking past by you and they smile and that's it, that's enough. They were feeling good. You get that little encounter, you move on, and you'll start noticing that little good things happen. And I was like with my dog, as he takes me for walks and we get to meet a lot of people and hang out in these little spheres of others, of their emotions, of their experiences, we get into that. We soak in that energy, soak in those beliefs and all. So one thing is the energy, it's easy enough to shake it off. But when you spend time with people, it doesn't have to be much, but you can simply talk to them online. Let's say chatting on Facebook, maybe on Instagram, maybe Skype or Discord or other places. You're just chatting and Or maybe you're scrolling in the morning when you wake up and you grab your phone, or before you go to bed, or as you later, or do something, you're scrolling through your phone, and one thing after another, negative news, negative news, negative news. And these headlines, right now, it's no longer knowledge is the power. It's no longer a thing. Now, attention is power. If someone can hold your attention for quite long enough, they win. And so everyone's trying to make these hot headlines, is trying to get your attention. And usually the article itself will be some crap. It won't contain much information, or it's going to be just a lot of scare tactics these days, spreading news that are not really happening, or it's not based on real stuff. And people just read the headlines, and it's that crazy, like it doesn't have to be much. They don't really have to read the thing, but just the headlines, the thumbnail, it's all grabbing your attention as you're scrolling by, and you might not even pay attention to, but your subconscious registers everything. And those little things that get into your space will be part of what you're going to attract and manifest today and tomorrow. So let's say you talk to people who are not doing so good. You hear stories about them. You talk to someone who's, like, hey, I've been trying to help this group of people, and they're doing really harsh, and like they don't have food, they're trying to survive, and I'll just gonna try to help them to find a shelter and everything else. And you just sort of like try to talk to these people, and it's kind of like they seem helpful, but what they talk about is still in this harsh situation of panic and chaos and survival and fear and everything else. And so a lot of these things noticeably, are surrounding us today, especially today. And these hard times, moving through this one big disease that all of a sudden disappear, and, World Health Organization is like, oh, it's past. It's no longer a thing. Now it's other events in some of the countries. And my message today is, I've experienced it myself, day to day, meeting some people, being in their energy, listening to what they say. It doesn't have to be a big conversation. You can be just in a store trying to get some milk, and you hear someone talking, and you leave with that, but all of a sudden you hear that, it little maybe irritates you. Maybe you start feeling some fear, get a little bit of panic, and you leave with that energy. It stays with you. And you have to work on your physiology, how you do, how you act. You get this encounter and kind of like, man, that got your attention. That got your emotions stuck on it. You might think of, I wish I would have said something different, reacted in a different way. Or you have this energy that is not being expressed. Well, you're still walking with it. And what you carry, what you think about, those little things in the background, they're playing a big part. And you just have to shake it off. Everything you can do, maybe like, to hell with it. I'm going to dance around, pretend, move my body, shake it up, put some positive thoughts. And that's all it takes to have a very, very positive outcome instead. But if we encounter those situations and events and people and stay in that, everything around us will be changing for the worse. You're going to see more of little things. It starts with little things, but then it builds up eventually. So I'm just saying, pay attention to those things. Pay attention to what you're listening to, what you're encountering, the energy you're staying in. Little thoughts and stories, headlines, pictures, and everything else that you saw and stays in your space that you don't really think about, but is there, is playing a part. And you have to work on shaking it off. I'm saying physiology. You have to move around. You have to change your posture, the way you're breathing, the way you move, be more active. Literally, that alone changes a lot of things. Your focus. Like, you don't have to pretend that there's nothing bad going on. You don't have to be, like, whatever, I'm just going to be all positive. You don't have to play that thing pretending like everything is okay. A lot of things are bad. But in your reality, you control yourself. And that's all that matters. Can you shift the way you feel and think instantly? Yes, you can. But it takes effort. It takes a little bit of practice. It's a muscle. If you are staying in a place where you watch videos and let's say you listen to me and something pisses you off, and then you listen to someone else and little things they say don't match with your reality, and you're like, nope. And it just like builds up with that irritation. Someone says, in their own reality, like even me, like I'm talking in a lot of ways or in my own perception about good, positive things. People like, hey, you're powerful, you're God. And someone else would be like, well, they're gonna find something to like pick on, like, and that thing you said, no. And then little thing, and then someone else says the same thing in their own way. Someone else says the same thing. You hear that little phrase that you caught onto that pisses you off, or like, you're wondering about, you have your own beliefs, it's gonna irritate you, you're gonna be stuck on it. And all of a sudden you're gonna start attracting more and more and more of that. Same with, like, let's say, reticular activating system. Whatever you focus on, the new target will start filtering it out. So if you find negative, panic, chaos, this harsher energy, you'll find it everywhere. So you have to learn to shift, to not say, like, let's say, hey, everything's fine. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, if you don't feel like it. But hey, today I'm going to find something positive. I'm going to look for good news. I'm going to encounter people that will make me happy. Oh, look, someone smiled. Hey, what a nice car. I love that color. And you just like go with a lot of things, but little things, it all builds up. So you choose. That's what my dog taught me recently, paying attention to those little things and seeing how easy it is to get in that little space, energy, thought, belief, and within minutes, manifesting more of the same. And just a little thing to add, a lot of the negative stuff is a habit. It is our comfort zone. A lot of people got used to something negative and bad, and this is their standard. That crap is their standard. So getting up to something better takes a lot of practice, takes effort to getting out of your comfort zone and changing it to a new level. So hopefully you can practice, you can pay attention and pick up whatever you like from this video. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.